Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego the site, the tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk, and that's also okay. I have something in my eye. This is a terrible way to start the stream, but I do have something in my eye. Let me just see if I can get that out of my eye. I believe I did. I believe I am successful in getting that out of my eye. My apologies. Terrible start. But yeah, throw the Bear Cave Lego site, tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you're currently a subscriber, if you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. You can be a lurker. That's cool too. A Wrist fan is here. Welcome, a Wrist fan. Happy to have you. It's a Monday night. We're working on the Black Knight Squad Shi-ve-A right here, the Shi-ve-A. Lord Crashington is on a streak here. 45 stream streak. Appreciate that very much, Lord Crashington. And says, hey, Pat, I survived a 90+ degree heat today. Hell yeah. And also Lashbrook is here as well. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. Yeah, it's warm. I went for a walk today and there was a breeze, but it also was not good. Yesterday was very hot. Today was very hot. I got out there just to get some exercise and I was like, ooh, what if I didn't do this? What if instead I didn't go outside to walk around? I also mowed the backyard today. Just like, I'm making like necessary but poor decisions is what I'm saying. Tonight's agenda. Work on this cool model kit. We're going to talk about some anime in the second hour, and then some video games and things that y'all have been into. We will talk about some news of the world in various ways. Just let the grass die naturally on its own. No, Lord Crashington, we have an HOA. So unfortunately, no. I can't do that. Did I sign the HOA? No. Do I own this house? Also, no. But yeah, got an HOA. So the Homeowners Association has rules. If we didn't have the HOA, there'd be a tool shed in the backyard, and I would keep a lot of the tools that we have in the garage in the tool shed, and the mower would be in there. We do, unfortunately, have an HOA, and they don't want any structures built attached to the house or freestanding in the backyard, which is a shame, because as I said, to have a place to put all the tools. But anyway, let's look at this model kit and then we'll get into some conversation and the things. Here we go. As you can see, I should say we're currently at 45 subscribers out of 88. I'll say that right now and then we'll get into building. We're currently at 45 out of 88. That has unlocked for Friday the McNuggathon. We're doing a subathon on Friday. My birthday is on Sunday, but I'm celebrating on Friday. I'm turning 44. And in honor of that, if I got to 44 subscribers, which we're currently at, that unlocked the Nightmare Royal Rumble. That is just a bunch of Nightmare characters in a Royal Rumble. I have not figured out how many people are going to be in that. I think I might try to do the full 30 because that would just be silly. And it would be something to watch while I eat a bunch of McNuggets. I am currently at one McNugget eaten because we're at 45. So I owe you one eaten McNugget during that stream, of course. And then the goal is to just keep eating McNuggets until I've gotten to 44 or the stream is over. Or people have stopped giving me subscriptions, either gifted or have subscribed. If you want to push the number I start eating, you can become a subscriber. You can gift a sub. As I said, we're currently at 1, but more will get consumed as we go. So, there's that. But right now, as the stream starts, sometime in the first couple minutes of the stream, I'm going to eat a McNugget. And if I jump to 50 subs before the stream starts on Friday, I will eat 4 McNuggets. Or 5 McNuggets. Yeah, I can do math. I can do math. That's 6 McNuggets. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. That's 6 McNuggets. I eventually did proper math. If we started with 50 subscribers in that stream, I would owe you 6 McNuggets. I'm gonna have to just keep my eye on the prize, and hope that folks that are watching will keep me in line. So a kit like this, we started with the head, then we built the chest, and then we built the shoulders and the arms. Next, normally would be on most kits would be the feet, and then you work your way up to the legs, and you build the waist last. This kit says no, we're going to build the waist next. So let's build the waist next, and the side skirts too, which they don't want you to attach till later, but at least we can build them. So let's start with our golden waist here. A lot of gold on this, which is cool as hell. We need 12 and 3. This is 3 up here, and then 12. So let's start with unfortunately, we are going to start with closure. Another closure. Pieces Interactive, who you may not know, they are no longer a going concern. They were a studio owned by Embracer. They had been embraced. And they most recently put out the remake of Alone in the Dark. Now, obviously, that is a name that is part of a franchise that is well known. I would not call it beloved, but well liked. Alone in the Dark. There are Alone in the Dark folks out there, fans of it certainly. That would have liked to have seen that succeed. And that just came out and apparently did not meet expectations. Pieces Interactive, 2007 to 2024. Thanks for playing with us, is their official closing statement. Former employee appeared to confirm the closure on LinkedIn, saying character artist said, hello, everyone. Unfortunately, Pieces Interactive is closing down, so I'm looking for new opportunities. Which, yeah. Now, did I hear much buzz about that game, the remake? Not particularly. Was it the right move to make as far as remakes go? I can't tell you that. Hey, Harold, welcome. I can tell you that it is a shame that a company that the studio that existed for so long met that fate. Harold, thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate that. And cha-ching. Thank you very much for your support, Harold. Softer than expected performance is basically what in the last financial report or fiscal report they did. They were embraced in 2017, 10 years into being a company. This was a Swedish studio. And of course, at the time, obviously not real, a lie, or, part of their mismanagement in general. At the time, they were quoted as saying, this is the front here, but this is Embracer was quoted as saying, the deal is a long-term commitment in the studio and in the area of Skövde in Sweden, which is where they are based. Obviously, long-term in this case was 7 years, which is not nothing, but it's not good. It's not great. It ain't excellent. A9. A9 is over. A9 is gonna be A9. Red piece. Right over here. Got it. Let's see. This was, of course, one of their many acquisitions at the time. And now they are trying to become more self-sufficient because they Embracer realizes that people are not going to give them money anymore to hope that they can suddenly have a smash hit just out of nowhere. We don't know how many people were laid off. We don't know if people were moved. We only know that the studio is closed. There is a story going around because of an interview that people are real gung ho about that I want to talk about, and not like I'm not trying to like clap back or anything, but the president of From Software was basically just like talking to PC Gamer during Summer Game Fest, basically being like, I was inspired by Iwata-san, and I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that we don't lay off anyone ever from software, which is, again, a cool thing to say. That is a good sentiment. That is that inspiration is awesome. Should be made clear that I do not believe that Miyazaki, Hitaka Miyazaki, I am fully aware that I am convinced that he understands Japanese labor laws. And From Software certainly does have employees outside of Japan that sign other contracts, but it is primarily a Japanese business, and most of its employees are in the country of Japan. Then they have to abide by Japanese laws. We talked about this not too long ago, where you can't just do the kind of layoffs you see in other countries in Japan. So much so that some companies, in order to reduce the amount of employees or the contracts they are on, are trying to skirt around that by having people do voluntary retirements. And in this case, that's not retirement from working; it's retirement from the company. It's not that, it's a different form of retirement. But it is a businessy term for, hey, we want you to not quit, but we want you to take a buyout. Basically, it's a buyout proposition. Because, as I said, you can't just do those kinds of layoffs. They certainly could close the studio if there was an issue. But yeah. So I do want to push back on that, because Iwata taking a pay cut is awesome. Don't get me wrong. That was awesome. But that also was in keeping with the laws of the land, which also Miyazaki would have to do if From Software was facing financial difficulties. He would still have to go by the letter of Japanese law, and not just lay off everybody. Lay off the people that work outside of Japan. But basically, yeah. Also, he even couches it. I do want to say that he says, while we can't say 100%, we can't say with complete certainty what the future is going to hold for From and Kadokawa. I forget that. I didn't say that right the first time there. At least as long as this company is my responsibility, it's something I would not let happen. So he's like, well, I can't say it wouldn't. He's like, I wouldn't do it. But I can't say that, like, 100% there's no way it wouldn't happen. It's like, all right. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So yeah, I don't mean to be like, oh, Pat, you're being so negative. The guy says that he wouldn't let it happen. He's quoting, he's like, he's saying all the right things. It's like, yeah, he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I just, only believe heads of studios so much. Because a lot of studio heads are like, oh, well, these companies that have these issues, it's just a staffing thing, and like, oh, that's short term, and they're not thinking long term, and they're really screwing it up. But not us. We would never do that. Did I put this on wrong? Is this the front side? This might be the front side. All right, yeah. This side wasn't going in right, and so I was like questioning if I did it wrong, and turns out I did do it wrong. So there you go. If you're working on this kit, it's possible you could mess up like I did. Do I think you will? Not really. I don't think so. I think you probably won't be building this while you're streaming, and so you won't be as distracted as I can be sometimes. We are going to build the side skirts for this, but we're not going to put the side skirts on yet because you want to put the legs on first. But we can attach the waist to our kit here, so it can look cool over here. And now we're going to build our beam saber holders here, because this kit has room for 3 beam sabers. So we got to build those. 2 go on one side, 1 go on the other, which is cool. It's very samurai. It's a little less knight and a little more samurai. I ain't complaining. It's so cool. Um, so yeah, I do have some good news here in the land of the United States. The Justice Department is doing some stuff, and they have the U.S. government through the Justice Department is suing Adobe. Adobe is being sued for their fucking bullshit. Department of Justice claims Adobe has harmed consumers by enrolling them in its default, most lucrative subscription plan without clearly disclosing important plan terms, which is true. Once Adobe switched to its monthly subscription service instead of its, buying the software, trying to make the software obsolete over time, so you buy the new software, and they went to a subscription model, they have clearly used a lot of deceptive practices, mostly in the way of not understanding cancellation fees and hiding that information as much as possible, and then making it, even if you are like, well, you know what, I'll bite the bullet, I'm gonna pay the cancellation fees, I'm gonna get away from it, making it very difficult to quit or to cancel via the web, but also via the phone or live chat, and just going out of their way to deceive people and then string them along. This is the point now where I will say, if you ever find yourself running into an issue where you are trying to cancel something online, you are just trying to do the cancellation, you can't make it work, it's not going through. There's some stalling. There are a bunch of other pages. They just flood you with the like, are you sure things, and try to get you with a confusing language so you give up. What you want to do is you want to change the address you have on file with this service or company to be a real, got to do your homework and find one, a real address in the state of California. And then miraculously, it'll be very easy for you to cancel your subscription, because they've got to abide by the state of California. And they don't make it default for everyone else, because why would they? But they do need to abide by the rules of the state of California. And so they have to make it very easy for you to cancel a subscription. So that is if you are ever running into issues, there is your pro tip, your hot tip. You just have to move to California, or at the very least, have an address in California that you can use. Again, real one. Want to make sure it's real. Real and valid. So this is good news. It was a couple of years ago, they tried to buy, I forget who they tried to buy. Figma. They tried to buy one of their competitors, and they eventually gave up on that because European regulators were like, no, what? No, you can't buy your competitors. That's awful. What are you talking about? No, we don't like this. So they gave up on it. Let's see. Americans are tired of companies hiding the ball during subscription sign up, then putting up roadblocks when they try to cancel, says the Sam Levine, the director of FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protections. Apparently, they've been looking at it since last year, putting together their case. Adobe trapped customers in year-long subscriptions through hiding early termination fees and numerous cancellation hurdles. Again, that's a quote there. Yes, Lord Crashington, they do need to. One would hope that this sets a precedent if this lawsuit goes through and all that this does set a precedent that the federal government will get your ass. What here? The complaint claims that subscribers had their calls and chats either dropped or disconnected, and have had to re-explain the reasons for calling when they reconnect. That is that is part of their attempts to dissuade people from doing it. Is to just make it infuriating to do, and then people eventually give up. They say that the lawsuit says that those practices break federal laws designed to protect consumers. Adobe hides the terms of its annual paid monthly plan in the fine print behind optional text boxes and hyperlinks. Hyperlinks is such a funny thing to see, but that is what they are called. It's just funny to see, quotes from official document saying the word hyperlink, but it isn't accurate. It is the right word. It's just, or the right term, I should say. It's funny. But yeah, that is good news. I was happy to read that when I was perusing my stuff to talk about tonight. During the day today, came across that and went, oh, all right. Well, hopefully that will lead to something. You never know. But yeah, that one button cancellation should be in everything, and it's not, and that sucks. This is a short thing. Earlier in the stream, I talked about gifting a sub or becoming a subscriber. You might want to become a subscriber before the price increase goes into effect, depending on where you are in the world and all that. But you might want to do that because that would benefit you while benefiting me. You can save a little money while also supporting me. Of course, there are other options out there if you are not interested in becoming a subscriber. And one is, this is a new thing that I don't think Twitch is going to go. Twitch has a page about this, but I don't necessarily think they're going to go out of their way to really let you know about this stuff. There is going to be, came in now, a 1 week free trial, 7-day free trial, I should say, for Turbo. So if there is a week coming up where you are going to be watching a lot of streams and you are watching a lot of streams for people you are not subscribed to, it might be worth it to pop that trial. Now, of course, reminder to cancel it. Once you sign up for it, cancel it so they don't start charging you once the week is over. That's how they get you. What does Turbo get you? Which the other day someone was talking about, like, oh, I miss Turbo. And it was like, it didn't go away. They just don't advertise it as much. Turbo gives you ad-free viewing, so you do not see ads. You don't see pre-roll ads. You don't see ads during the stream. I don't know for sure. You see like promotions. You might see streamer-enabled promotions. Yeah, like it doesn't prevent you from seeing like promotions that they're running during the stream, but you don't get banner ads. That was the thing I wasn't sure on, if you were going to get banner ads, where sometimes your screen gets a little smaller so they can throw a little text there, which does not count with the like turning off ads things. But yeah, apparently, you don't see banner ads, you don't see video ads. You get a chat badge, which doesn't necessarily mean anything to me, but some people care about that stuff. You get some emotes. And you can you can do custom chat colors, which is okay. Again, the other one that's kind of interesting is if you are a affiliate or a partner and you have Turbo, you get longer VODs. You can have VODs for longer, which I guess is neat to me. It is neat, it is, having that option is nice, but like that's not something that I'm like fixated on when it comes to this stuff. But I understand that some people are very interested in having that. And yeah, like I said, they're doing a free trial of it. I don't benefit from you being on Turbo. You benefit from you being on Turbo. So if that's something that you want to consider, you should. Especially with subscriptions going up. If suddenly your 3 subs now cost you $3 more a month, like that's, or like if you have 5 subs and now it's costing you the price of a sub to, a whole other subscription, you're paying for 6 and getting 5 at that point. I can understand why you might be interested in not subscribing to people anymore, but instead going the route of getting Turbo. Which, yeah, maybe you want to do that. I don't know. I will say I certainly do appreciate everyone that subscribes. It would be great if you wanted to keep subscribing. Do you have to? Of course not. You never have to. I do appreciate it. It does make this somewhat reasonable of a thing to continue doing. But you certainly don't have to. And I don't remember okay, it's $12 a month US. Ends June for trial. Auto renews, applicable taxes. Yeah, and you can click do not renew. But yeah, $12 a month, which will soon be the price of 2 subscriptions. So if you watch a lot of stuff, if you watch a lot of content on there and you are thinking maybe I shouldn't be paying for all of this all of the time, that is certainly something to consider. I'm not going to tell you shouldn't or you should when you subscribe to me. I think that rules, but I'm not going to try to stand here and say, oh, well, you gotta. It's like, you don't gotta. It's nice if you do. Believe me, it's very nice if you want to. If you want to continue to be a subscriber for me or become one for the first time, that's rad and cool. But if you don't want to, don't worry about it. You gotta give. Yeah, I mean, just if you watch a lot of stuff on Twitch and you are tired of fucking ads and you don't want to subscribe to everyone, $12 a month is not nothing, but it's for peace of mind. Ain't the worst. Like, I continue to pay for YouTube Premium. And I know some people would say, Pat, that's nonsense. You just use the right ad blockers who keep track and up to date. And when YouTube makes changes, they make some changes and maybe you're out for an afternoon, but whatever. And yes, look, crashing it. And to which I say, that service doesn't help me when I watch stuff from my phone, when I use, when I'm use my Chromecast. It's on my phone. That won't help there. I started getting YouTube Premium when it was YouTube Red because it came with Google Music, and that was a service that I liked. And also, it was for work. It was a work expense for me that I would be going to various places and logging into computer, and that way I could just log in to YouTube on my computer, on any computer, and I wouldn't see ads when people wanted to play YouTube clips or they wanted to have a music cue or something, and I had to look that up on YouTube last minute. They're like, hey, here's the video link of my thing. I would never have to worry about it. I could just always bring that up, and we wouldn't have any ads showing up. And that worked out very well. Because, of course, would I prefer to have all my sources downloaded? Of course I would. That wasn't always possible. Because sometimes people would, during a variety show, be emailing me and going like, hey, I'm going to ask you to play this song, and like I would not have time during the stream to download that song. I would just have time to get it on YouTube and load it up. So that was very helpful for me in my day-to-day. And like I said, Google Music, because I wanted to play music, so I wanted to play it locally. I had a iPod Touch that was my music player. I still have it. And I played music on that, and then I just let that, have Google Music on there without any problems, and it was never an issue. Now, obviously, I don't work in theaters these days. I occasionally get some stuff, but nothing, it's local and weird and not the same. So that was something that I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to get rid of YouTube Premium, at the time YouTube Red, because I don't, I can worry about some stuff and figure some stuff out. I'm not really using the music thing. I'm not logging into random computers these days. But what kept me is the fact that I realized, I'm on YouTube all day. Like all day. Well, if I'm working on something, I have YouTube on another monitor. I have videos that I'm watching. Like if I'm having meals by myself, I'm watching some stuff on there. Like I'm on YouTube constantly. And I don't see any ads. And I watch a lot of creators that run ads to support themselves. And YouTube Premium means that they still get some money. it's like I was watching ads, but I don't have to watch the ads, which an ad blocker wouldn't record and wouldn't benefit them. And then again, they're going after ad blockers quite a bit. It becomes kind of annoying to do that. Whereas I said, the good ones that are out there constantly have to fight and update, and then so you suddenly might like it just won't work for you and all that. And to me, that is not worth it when I could pay a little bit of money as a convenience fee. In the same way that if I was not buying, if I had a local store anywhere near me where I could buy model kits for even like an unreasonable price. I don't even have the option of a unreasonably priced model kit. Like I just don't have any options for model kits in my immediate area. I might not have Amazon Prime because I buy a lot of model kits off Amazon Prime. It pays for itself. Free with Prime shipping or the actual free shipping with Prime, like both those options are there and they just work. They just work for me. Do I watch a lot of stuff on Amazon? Not really. I watch some stuff. I certainly don't watch enough. It also helps that Thursday Night Football on Amazon, my dad watches on my account, and that's nice that I can have that for him. We could set that up. There's a couple games a year he really want to see. He could go to a place and watch it. But it's nice that at home because it's a night game. He doesn't have to go out at night. He can just watch it in the living room. So that is a nice benefit to keeping that. But there's enough benefits to it that I am willing to pay that because it does benefit me in my in my life. It works out. The math works out. Crunchyroll. I pay a good amount of money for Crunchyroll. I don't do the like multiple uses because I'm not sharing it within a house. I watch one show at a time. I don't have a bunch of tabs open ready to go. Like I watched 2 shows today that both came out on Monday. I watched one, then I maneuvered over to watch the other. No big deal, no big whoop. For Crunchyroll, totally worth paying. Not only because a lot of my entertainment comes from Crunchyroll, but also because I cover the shows here on stream. I talk about a lot of the shows, so it makes sense for me to pay for that. Same thing with High Dive. High Dive can make less sense some seasons. Like last season, I wasn't watching anything on High Dive, so I let it go. This season, I'm watching 2 shows on High Dive. I talk about one. Another one is just for me. Because I have gotten into Urusei Yatsura, and so I am keeping up on that show. But some seasons I let my subscription lapse and I go back. And then the big one, the one that the most important one to me is Wrestle Universe. Wrestle Universe is my biggest subscription that I it's not the most pricey, but it is the one I use the most because it is, at least one episode or one weekly thing from Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, several DDT throughout the week. I watch a little Pro Wrestling Noah. Now I am watching Sendai Girls because now Sendai Girls is on there. And now, I don't even know if I said this, it'll be on a delay, but DPW, Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Yes, the podcast. They have a wrestling promotion. Their events, which they have a subscription service. Their events are now going to be on Wrestle Universe, and it's not with new commentary. It's with the commentary that's there. Now it's delayed, but I don't care about that. I can now, I just heard Veda Scott on making another appearance for on a Wrestle Universe thing. And it's just weird. It is very Caprice Coleman, who I love. I tweeted this the other day, and I was like, I would never have expected to hear Caprice on on a broadcast that I was watching on Wrestle Universe. It's wild. It's very cool. That is just a weird thing. That is a new thing that I'm like, hell yeah. And Marigold, which I don't want to watch, but if I suddenly decide I want to check out Marigold, I can, because that's part of the service. That is nice for me that there's a bunch of stuff on there that I'm like, I don't care about that, but it's there if I suddenly want to watch it. That I think is all my subscriptions. I think that's all my subscriptions. 2 anime. Yeah, because I don't keep Netflix that often. I do have Netflix right now, but I don't keep it too. I wanted to commit to Delicious in Dungeon, so I got Netflix again, so that I could commit to watching that series. And then I won't keep that for long. I'm on occasion with that particular service. Right now, I am watching some of it, but I don't have it regularly. Oh, I should say, I guess, hey, I have Peacock right now. I literally forget that I have Peacock. Peacock to me is just my WWE viewer. I had it for WrestleMania, and then I was like, time to get rid of Peacock because I don't need this. And then Peacock was like, hey, we'll give you 6 months for $6. And I was like, all right, Peacock, I will watch $6 worth in 6 months. Because, like I said, I do watch a bunch of stuff. I'm watching some of the bigger NXT events. And yeah, it's like, you know what? You're right. I do want to watch some of that. Okay, you got me, Peacock. That was a good price. I did also cancel. I did cancel it. So when that 6 months is up, they won't charge me full price for another month. I got them. Yes, I called their bluff, Lord Grashington. Also, every time I go to Peacock, they're like, hey, I don't remember what the deal is. I'm going to go to Peacock right now and see what they say on their launch page. On their launch page, let's see, did it do it? It didn't do it. Okay. For a while there on their launch page, they had a deal, and you had to like click away from the deal where they were trying to convince me to pay a certain amount for a year of it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, yes. They had a 12 months for $20 deal. That's what it was, Lord Crashington. I didn't do that because I didn't know if I was eligible, but I also didn't want to give them $20. I gave them $6, and I was like, that seems right. Now, will I get Netflix when WWE, like when Raw is on there, and then all of the pay-per-views end up on Netflix instead of Peacock? Yes. I will probably get Netflix monthly then. Last week says I got a sub to Netflix for a month to watch that. Yeah. Sometimes there's something on Netflix and I'm like, okay. Or there's like, hey, these 3 or 4 things came out while I wasn't watching. So now I can go back and watch those. I'll do that. And E2. These legs, they have a few things going on here. It's a high grade, but they still managed to throw some stuff in. We got some stickers coming up on the next page. Got to put some stickers on. But right now, we're just building the legs out. And we'll build the feet out, and then we will connect them to our waist of our kit right over there. So let's assemble this. I'm going to do this slow so that I don't miss anything because that would be bad. And then I have to redo shit, and I like to avoid redoing shit. So that goes like that. Okay. That makes sense. That's how that would bend. So that's good. And then I want to put this like this. Yeah, like this. That goes in the back. This is a part of the back of the leg. That just goes in like there. That's cool. I like this is all one piece instead of a couple of different pieces. I think that's fine. And then I want to attach this. It seems like either way is fine. Attach this. Go to the ankle. And then the other piece. And as far as I can tell, that's all the pieces I need to attach to make this leg work. Obviously, there'll be more parts, but we'll get that attached. Let's see. A game called Life by You has apparently been canceled. This was a Paradox game, Paradox Interactive. It was a sim that was, in the Sims mindset there. And they decided their life sim, which has been, I believe, in early access, right? Yes. Okay. Oh no. So it wasn't that it never came out in early access, but it was supposed to come out in early access this year. And, to be fair to them, they didn't put it out. They were like, it's not ready. It was supposed to come out on June 4th, which would have been the third delay for the game, or was the third delay for the game, because then on May 20th, they were like, actually, it's not coming out on June 4th. They were going to go to early access with it, and they decided, no. And now, a month later, a little less than a month later, they're like, actually, it's never coming out. Apparently, it was supposed to be September 2023, then March 5th, then June 4th. Few weeks back, we decided to hold off an early access release in order to revolt Life for You. And they were like, it's just not going to work, I guess. So they're scrapping it. And they're like, yeah, that's going to be bad for us. Yeah, probably. Let's see. And this group, the studio that was making this, Paradox Tectonic, was announced in 2015, basically to make this. And they had a former Sims lead, Rod Humble, and you might remember Rod Humble if you're deep into The Sims and you pay attention to a lot of that. But you actually might know him best as the guy that founded Linden Labs and Second Life. So they got the Second Life guy to lead this group. They founded the studio in 2019, and then 2023 they were like, yeah, we're making this thing. And then no. They're supposed to have some role play elements. There are some Sim stuff coming out. EA is making Sim 5 right now. It's called Project Renee. It hasn't been announced yet. Or it hasn't been announced yet, but everyone knows that's what that is. But yeah. So we don't get our Sims competitor made by the guy that founded Second Life. Who created Second Life. So unfortunately, we don't get that. Could have been interesting. Hey, we don't get a lot of fun stuff. We have a good time here, but when I talk about video games other than the games themselves, when I talk about the companies out there, I don't always have a lot of fun things to say. There was a donation made via the Helldivers 2 devs to save the children, because players chose to save the children. Since the Helldivers community chose to save the children, Arrowhead Games does the same. We have made a donation to save the children, which is awesome. And then they posted a photo that was a kid holding hands with the Helldiver, and it says "Thank you, Helldivers," and the R is written backwards. It's in-game lore. But yeah, so that was the order, which was save kids, save a hospital of sick kids, or earn cool anti-tank mines. And yes, $4,311, aka hell on a calculator. Yes, for Helldivers. And $4,311. Here's the thing. On the one hand, that's not a lot of money. On the other hand, that is a lot of money because organizations like Save the Children that don't have a lot of overhead because they aren't worried about galas and big events. They're worried about putting money into as much, putting money directly into people's hands to get shit done. Can stretch $4,300 can be stretched to do a lot of good. And again, it is the fun hell. It's the hell number, so that's fun as well. All right, we're gonna keep working on these leggies here. We need then we got some stickers that will go on D16 here in a second, but we'll get the piece on and we'll put the sticker on after. Players chose sick kids. I know I did. And now they get their just reward, feeling good about themselves. This is from the Polygon article, and I was like, yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. With liberty, the very sick children at Super Citizen Ands. It's just a fun bit of phrasing. It's some good shit. I don't know. I'm into it. And yeah, fuck anti-tank mines. I don't need anti-tank mines when I can maybe help a kid. That's way better. Help some kids. That's way better. That was cool. Quick hit there for friends. On Thursday, we will talk about the Nintendo Direct that is happening tomorrow. I will not be watching it live, I don't think. I got stuff going on before that, but I will at some point catch it, and then I will be able to... oops, these are the wrong ones. I don't know why I pulled these out. I don't need these yet. I'll put these aside. I need these. I need the big pieces. I don't need the little E's. I need the big E's. Good old Big E. Yeah, there's a new Direct coming, which seems about right. And they were very clear. We are not talking about the successor to the Switch. They didn't say Switch 2. They said successor to the Switch. I think that's reasonable. I know some people will still be disappointed for some, because they do not have reading comprehension. But I do appreciate that they are in a position where they have to be like, we're not talking about that shit. Yeah, just fucking, come on, let us live. Just let us do our thing. Fucking relax, everybody. You'll find out about it at some point. Can't keep it from you. Believe me. Believe me. You will know about a new, Switch 2. When they want you to know about it, you will fucking hear about it. Another stream for Silksong fans to be disappointed. Man, I don't know. I do not think that that Silksong is like... I don't want to say that Silksong is like vaporware, but I think people should just be cool. I just think people should try to forget about that game so that when it does get announced, they can be like, announce date, they can be like, oh, instead of what they are right now, which is, oh, try to avoid the gutting disappointment with just a denial. Be like, oh yeah, I don't know, whatever. Can't be disappointed by Silksong if you've never played Hollow Knight. Well, Ashbrook, you can also play Hollow Knight because Hollow Knight's pretty fucking good. Could do that. Yeah, I don't know. There'll be some games we already saw at, I'm sure that, like, to me, the thing that I would like to see them talk about is Metroid. For my Metroid freaks out there, I know who you are, Metroid freaks. I want you to have your Metroid game. So I would like them to acknowledge that Metroid is still a thing they're working on and maybe give a release date. I would like them to talk maybe longer trailers that for a couple games that were in various showcases last week. That would be nice. Some sort of surprise. DLC for something maybe? I don't know. A old RPG I've never heard of that is getting its first ever English release. There's still a couple left out there that could get its first English release on the Switch that, like, Jeremy Parrish will come out of the woodwork to just be like, about. Like, you know, there's room for some of that shit. There's still a few RPGs that have never had a Western release that Nintendo could suddenly just, like, find in a closet somewhere. All right. Let's see. Let's panel line. So it'll be these legs. Let's see. Let's see what did Michael and Nicole over at Polygon say about this. Nintendo only has a couple Switch games with a confirmed release date at the moment. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD and Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. And then Metro Prime. Let's see. We'll be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding Nintendo Switch. Software lineup for the later half of 2024. Please be aware there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during the presentation. So yeah. Okay, this article did not speculate on anything else that might be there. I thought maybe they would speculate a bit. Metroid Prime 2 remaster, yeah. Metroid Prime Collection 1 through 3 remaster. Just put it out again. Major Nelson. Y'all remember Major Nelson? You know Larry. You know Larry, aka Major Nelson, worked in Microsoft for a number of years, retired, seemingly getting out of games. He's not out of games. Apparently, and look, I don't know the man. I can only speculate here. I'm making a joke about this a little bit, but also I think maybe I'm onto something. Do you think that Larry likes being yelled at? Because he is the director of the community, the new director of the community team at Unity. I think that Major Nelson likes to have people insult him. I think he really enjoys it. Because imagine, of all of the companies to go work at, to be in charge of a community team, of all of the companies, Unity. He's going to be head of the Unity community team. I think that Larry loves it. I think Larry loves it when people are awful to him. Because that's the only good explanation I can come up with for that move. That's all I can say about that. His statement is whatever. I'm excited to collaborate again with developers, harnessing our collective creativity to shape the future of real-time gaming experiences. Tell me you worked 20 years at Xbox without telling me you worked 20 years at Xbox. I see the horizon brimming with potential. I am eager to collaborate with talented developers and creators who use Unity's tools to bring their visions to life. And then Phil Spencer said a nice thing about. But yeah, and again, I am not trying to kink shame. I am not trying to yuck yum. I think maybe that Larry likes being stepped on and made fun of and insulted. I just think that might be his thing. I don't know. At this point. Harold says that's something we totally would have had a field day with on my old podcast. Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you here, Larry. But it's weird. That's a weird bit of business. I don't know. I think it takes a lot of um like a lot of passion to work in community. I know it is a lot of people's entry stepping stone to because they want to move into other fields within that, or they want to move into publishing. And I think that is all well and good. I think that community management can be soul crushing. Especially for smaller promotions that you cannot, or smaller teams that can't like work, on shifts and have to kind of always man the fort and constantly feel like they need to be on and doing that. It is a thankless job. So all the more power to the people that strive to do it and focus on doing that. But also, yeah, man, not there. Maybe Larry has been smoking some herb. Yeah. I mean, look, obviously, Major Nelson, incredible shill. Congratulations, Larry. There were people who, for a long time, thought that Larry's job was just being a podcaster. They did not understand what his role in Xbox was, and that they thought he was just a podcast guy. Oh, he just does a podcast for Microsoft. It's like, no, no, no. No, he's got other responsibilities. He doesn't just podcast. Got other stuff going on. Oh, yeah. That one stood out to me, and I felt like I should mention it. Major Nelson. He wrote blogs. Yes, he did write blogs. But he had a lot of other stuff going on. And he was in charge of people. He was, the head for a long time. Let's see. A terrible... I should say this. We also had a fun little nickname, says Harold, for Body Codec that I won't repeat here. Those were the days. I do want to say this. I love the idea of new studios opening because we have studios closing. The idea of in 2024, we should be celebrating new studios opening up. That's fantastic. We love to hear it. Let's see. So we got some new people starting up a new company as a support studio, like a third-party support studio. They have named their studio Code Dev, the Unreal Guys, because they are focusing on being a support studio for Unreal Engine, like a third-party support studio for Unreal Engine. But they called themselves Code Dev, the Unreal Guys, and you might be able to guess that the three founders are all gentlemen with terrible naming sense. The Unreal Guy. Code Dev, the Unreal Guys. That's CODE, capital DEV, all one word. The Unreal Guys. Obviously, they'll have more people. It's not going to be a third-person studio. These are people that have been in a lot of places, and they're just going to focus on being support for Unreal games. They're based in London, and they are remote friendly, which is good. But yeah, their basic plan is they want to just help studios and developers that are working on Unreal games. But mostly it stood out to me because Code Dev, the Unreal Guys, is a terrible fucking name, and they should have named it something else. I fully believe they fucked up with their name, and it's bad. And I don't want to say they should feel bad, but they should acknowledge their poor choice. I'll say that. Now is the part of the stream. Seamless transition, Pat. A+. High five. Self high five. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you directly about ways that you can support me and what I do here. Optional ways. Things you don't have to do. But if you would like to do them, that would be great. And I would appreciate them. First and foremost, I am going to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can put those emotes in the chat. Let the people know. Being a subscriber is an easy way to support what I do here because you're already here on Twitch, on your phone, or on your laptop, or, you know, on your desktop computer or whatever. You know, iPad you got going, you got your tablet, you got it working on a Nook. You hacked your Nook and you're watching Twitch on there. But being a subscriber is the easiest way to support me here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you can use that token for somebody. And if you want to use it for me, that would be neat. Subscription prices are going to go up next month, so you might as well jump in now and become a subscriber. You can also gift a sub, like Bobby Dice Roller did, part of the gift sub leaderboard. Or you could be like Harold and cheer. Bits are always appreciated. You could join the cheerleading board if you want to do that. That would be cool as well. Gifting a sub. As mentioned, we're currently at 45 subscribers, which means that the subathon has become the McNugathon on Friday, June 21st from 3:30 p.m. until question mark. That's 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be running some simulations in WWE 2K24. I will be playing some Hearthstone. We're going to watch some old video game commercials. We're going to watch some wrestling. I got some fucking Joshi, some Killer Joshi to watch with all of you. It's going to be great. Some Joshi that is subtitled. I got some, we're going to watch some vignettes of the time from All Japan women's wrestling that have subtitles, which is neat. And that's all this Friday. I don't know how long it's going to go. My hope is that it'll be done by 8 p.m. because that'll be 4.5 hours, and that's a long time. My goal is to get 88 subscribers for that. I'm currently at 45. If you want to become a subscriber and immediately make me eat more McNuggets, because right now I'm eating one when the stream starts, you could do that. There are other ways to support me. It's just that Twitch is the easiest because you're already here. But I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you, of course, can subscribe for free, and that would be neat if you wanted to do that. You could also become a member over there. That's right. You can just jump in with a membership. And for $2 a month, you get to see my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So if you became a member over on YouTube, tomorrow you would get to see a video that other people have to wait till Wednesday to see. Harold, I don't know, so I'm sorry if it didn't go great. My hope is that mine will go. I'm hoping this incremental incentive instead of set incentives with different goals goes well. I don't know. We'll see, but I am hopeful that it does go well. Yeah. Subathons, they require people to subscribe, so they could be tough. Anyway, those are all monthly ways that I mentioned to support me. You could also make a one-time donation if you want to make a donation through PayPal or my Ko-Fi. And direct donations go towards me buying model kits, just like everything I make through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I buy kits out of the fund. I've got a cool backlog of kits. I got some good shit to be building. And I was going to build some stuff off my Amazon wish list, or from there, except my Amazon wish list came into effect because someone who was asked to remain anonymous bought me the Shi-ve-A, the kit I'm currently working on right now. This Shi-ve-A, I am building because someone bought off my wish list. So I made a dedicated YouTube video about that, and in the box talked about all that, and thanked the person. And then also, it jumped the queue, became the current thing that I'm building. If you want to do that because you remember, hey, Pat's birthday is on Friday, maybe I want to buy Pat a model kit or a Lego set or a piece of gear to celebrate his birthday. You certainly don't have to do that, but if you'd like to, you can. I've got Lego sets that cost not too much, model kits that cost a whole lot, a bunch of different things and things. I added a couple new things to the wish list. I added the Gundam Alex, aka the RX-78 NT. I don't think I've ever built that in series. I've built a version of the NT before, but I've never built the Alex, so I got put that in there. That's a recent addition. There's a few other things that are kind of new on the wish list. And yeah, if you buy something on the wish list, it jumps the queue, become the next thing I build. Oh, I added the Gundam Alex and the High Zack. That's right. I also added the High Zack in there. Yeah, you can buy a Lego set of model kit. Comes through the mail, jumps the queue, becomes the next thing I build. There's some good deals on here. There's stuff with free shipping. There's stuff without free shipping. See if there's something there you'd like to see me build in the future. And there's some gear at the bottom. If you want to support me, but you're not sure what to buy, you can always buy a piece of gear, like having a backup snipper clips or some more stands, because it's always nice to have new stands for displaying my model kits behind me over here. That's always nice. So yeah, see if there's something there that you think would be cool to see me build in the future. My alternative to Amazon, because I still have alternatives, is Throne. That's a lot of gift cards and some pieces of tech over there. And then the most convoluted way to support me, the one with the most steps, you could go to USA Gundam Store. You could make an account at USA Gundam Store. Buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. They will send you an email with the gift card code. Then you send me a whisper here on Twitch, or a DM on Twitter, or a DM on Blue Sky, or I guess a private mention on Mastodon with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy a model kit from USA Gundam Store. Again, 100% the most convoluted way to support me. But if you'd like to do that, you could. That would be neat. If you want to support me and not spend any money, we'll get back to building in just a moment. You can go to my Discord. My Discord is obviously free to join. I don't hide it behind the Patreon. So if you want to jump in there, you can. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. It is a cool place for cool folks. Love to have you there on that. If you would like to join the Discord, please do. Couple video links for you to check out, and then we'll get into talking about some anime, and I'll keep working on these legs. I'm working on the feet here. Please check out, if you haven't watched it already, this video I did for Pat Bear's Anime Club, the most recent Pat Bear's Anime Club. Please check that out. It is my video about Tenchi Muyo. All of the series, the movies, the spin-offs, the references and other things that somehow try to connect to the world, the offshoots. I talk about all of them in one video, and I get into a little bit of how, like, Tenchi Muyo became an OVA and how, you know, where it led to and why there's all of that. I get into a little bit. So take a look at that video if you could. Also, Kuma Baer, my weekly recommendation series, the shorts that I do about anime every week. This particular short, oh God, which one was this? Why can't I remember? Oh, it was about Iron-Blooded Orphans. So June is Mecha month, so I'm talking about mechs every week, and our mech series. And so I talked about one of my favorite Gundam series of all time. It used to be my absolute favorite for a while there. It fought with Gundam Wing. It's now in second or third place, depending on the day. It's brutal and gorgeous looking. If you want to get into a Gundam series, it's an easy recommendation. So take a look at that video to hear even a little bit more about me gushing about Iron-Blooded Orphans, one of my favorite Gundam series, and one of my favorite mech series. The next two I'll be talking about are one that does not have a streaming release, and I'm mad about it, but I still want to make a video on it. That's coming out on Wednesday. It's on Tuesday if you're a member on my YouTube. And the week after that is a hidden gem of a mecha series. Never got a dub, doesn't show up on people's lists that often, is fairly modern, just didn't really hit too hard, but is a great mech series. So that's the end of the month. That's a little tease for the end. All right, I'm going to talk about two shonen, two primarily for boys anime, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But in order to get ready for that, I need to drink some water. And we need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so I can start working on these feet. And we'll do that right now. All right. Should also say, talking about anime before we get back into this and getting to talking about this other anime. My stream tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern is my Anime Club Live episode. It'll be a live recording here, 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be me talking for probably over 2 hours about the spring 2024 season and then previewing the summer 2024 season. One of my favorite videos to do, one of my favorite streams to do them 4 times a year, of course. We'll dive deep into it. I'll talk about the shows that I'm watching that I maybe don't talk week to week about. Will all of those shows be over by the time I do the video tomorrow? No. One show ended that I watched. But it just kind of worked out that way. I want to have the next video out before all the new shows start so that people can get properly hyped. And if people want to then catch up on something from the spring season that they missed out on, they'll have an opportunity to jump in there still fairly fresh and be able to like hop in and jump into some stuff they might have missed out on. I used to wait until the whole season was over, but then the preview part didn't feel quite right because it'd be like, yeah, these shows are out. So one of the other downsides of doing it this early is there will be a few shows that we don't know what service is picking them up or if any service is going to pick them up. And so that's a little unfortunate that I won't be able to like say that about a few shows, but it's okay. Most shows do get a release. Not all of them, but most of them. All right, now that I'm done talking about anime tomorrow, it's time to shift gears by talking about anime. We will start with Windbreaker episode 11, which because of watching wrestling on Saturday, I did not watch this episode on Saturday, so I could not cover it on the stream then, but now I can. Now I can tell you all about this episode, which was weird. There's 13 episodes for Windbreaker, and the first arc is over. And they might have fucked up. I mean, look, maybe they knew they were going to get a second season already, so they're doing the thing where they're just kind of stalling until they do a cliffhanger for the next one. But it felt weird because they introduced new characters in this episode because it is a new arc. And it's just a weird feeling. It's just a strange thing to be like, well, you beat that other school. Time to introduce new characters to care about. I don't know. Why did we get 13 episodes if we're doing this? Who knows? But it was, we did get more philosophy. We got more cool dude shit. We got introduction to a new character that I didn't love, but whatever. We get a bunch of people talking about the big fight is over, and now we get some people. They're kind of the center of attention. We're back to school. We get Neri, who we haven't seen in a while, who is the person that is the Uber. He came to the school because he's an Uber fan of delinquents. He's a delinquent super fan, so he's there. And there's a new classmate. There's a new fighting guy in the school that is there, named Sugera. Sugera is seemingly an important character, but at the very least is a character that is here and is making moves because he is obsessed with the concept of virtues. He's super into virtues and people having them and showcasing them, perhaps. He seems that he is very capable. He seems on the level of a couple of the couple of guys from Booferin that we saw that are pretty strong. It is very funny. There is I will say this. One of the biggest laughs I had in the show was this dude who is like loud and rambunctious and talking all this stuff is just like, and let's get everybody together and let's go celebrate and let's go get a meal together. And nobody fucking wants to. He just gets rejected of like having a hangout with all these people who don't know him. But then Neri, who, the only person who readily agreed, is, you know, kind of tries to get him, and then Suo and Sakura decide they're gonna go with him. Sugura is really health conscious, and that's another fun thing. They run into Kiryu, and it's very funny because Neri again has his fanboy reactions because he's the big fanboy boy. So he's all nerding out. But everyone is a little thrown when they realize, oh, Sakura like literally blushes because he's such a pure innocent fighting boy. Because hey, Kiryu comes in holding some girl's hand. Were they on a date? And then she freaks out a bit, this girl, because Sugera. I didn't say that character's name out loud because he just got introduced. So I'm like, how do I say this guy's name? Sugera. Sugera doesn't like get that he is like loud and maybe would be causing someone to freak the fuck out if he suddenly showed up, starting talking all the time and being a loud, rambunctious dude. So he gets told off for being thoughtless. I'm going to make sure I put this on right. I believe I am putting this on right. We're going to do... Yes, this goes on this way. Okay. That. And then this goes on. That. Ooh, that does look cool. That does look cool. I'm going to make sure this is on there. Okay. And it looked like they were going to fight each other. It looks like we're going to get a fight. But then Sugera is just like, I'm sorry about this. He like literally whispers like, fucked up. I'm so sorry about this. That's not, yeah, you're right. I'm totally in the wrong here. Like he totally apologizes, and it seems like things are going to be okay. Because he does properly apologize. And then, so Kiryu is going to leave with his lady friends. But Kiryu immediately leaves and wanders into a gang. Some dudes just show up. Apparently, he saved this girl who were being harassed by somebody. A dude was like harassing her. He stepped in. This dude is apparently a member of this gang, because he got beat up by Kiryu. But luckily, our friends saw that happen. So now we're getting a fight in. Sakura, who must stress, for several episodes, he has not been able to kick ass, which is the whole point of him going to this school. The whole reason he is here is to whip ass, because if people are going to think that he is a delinquent, he's going to act like a delinquent. That's his whole fucking character arc. And then he hasn't been able to do that for a bit. So it's kind of cool to see him do his thing, which in this case is, of course, beating up people. It's a weird, this new character who we haven't seen fight before, but you can tell he's strong. He immediately goes down after getting hit, but then he jumps up. So apparently, one of his quote unquote virtues, which again he says a whole lot, is that he like gives his opponent their time to shine and then recovers and counterattacks, which just seems unnecessary, but okay. Sakura gets mad because it looks like Kiryu is not holding up his end of the fight and making Sakura work harder, but then it's revealed, oh no, he's protecting the girl, and he's also protecting Neri, who's there, who obviously isn't a fighter. even though he's in Buford. But then Suo's like, nah, don't worry about it. I got your back. You can go out and fight. You don't have to worry about protecting people. Um, uh, yeah, and they beat their asses. Then there's another little fun little scene where um, Kiryu wants Sakura's phone number. Um, uh, and there is a literal joke. They laugh about the fact that Sakura doesn't have any contacts in his phone. The only thing he has in his phone is like the button to then get the weather report. Like that's his contact. And they're all like, oh, I guess we'll ask Sakura about the weather, which is a fun little thing. But yeah, never didn't have people in his phone. But now he does. Now he had everybody gave him their numbers, and Sakura like this is episode 11 of this series about like the tough fighter who goes to the school for fighting, and kind of suddenly finds some found family pretty easily. But yeah, he's got people's names in his phone that he can like contact if he wants to, and that apparently means a lot to him. It's nice. It's a nice little thing in there. These feet have a lot of color correcting stickers, which I am not. You know me, I am not the biggest fan of, but it ain't the end of the world. I don't know where this goes though. I would say it goes here, but this is sticker 9. 10. That's sticker 8. The color correcting stickers are because there are several kits that have all of these stickers that are going to use the same base for it. Okay, that's 9. This is 8. Okay, so this is 8. So basically, all these stickers, or the whole kit here, the stickers kind of cover the different changes between them. But yeah, I can't figure out where that would go. This goes here. This is obvious. That goes there. Folds up. Then where does this big piece go? Does it go like this? Oh. I don't understand. Oh, does it go? Oh, okay. I got it now. This sticker goes here to cover up the gold because this is supposed to be a gray base. I got that now. Okay, so this is supposed to be a gray base. I will say, these instructions did not make that clear, but that's where it goes. It goes here, which means that this is supposed to carry on the black color, and that just goes over here. Okay. Because this piece is black, so this continues that. Okay. Yeah, this was not super clear about where these stickers were supposed to go. I don't even think you really need these stickers, these color correcting stickers. I think could easily be omitted because it's like, who's looking that closely? But for accuracy's sake, it is kind of neat. Anyway, Kodaha, which we have not seen her in quite some time. She wants to be in his phone as well. And everyone starts text messaging, which is fun. And he's like, well, we see each other all the time. Why would we need to text? But it's like, come on, dude. The girl that likes you wants you to be able to contact you. Like, come on. Come on, dude. Let's see. Also, he's so bad at. There's a whole scene where part of the scene is he's so bad at typing that by the time he starts replying to one thing, the group has moved on to somewhere else because he's just not. It's not that he's like technically inept. He just didn't have friends to get better at this. He wants to know who the captain of the grade is, because that is important to know, I guess. He runs into some upperclassmen who he remembers from the fight early in the story. The Bufferin guys, when they showed up to help out against the gang that was attacking. And we meet the freshman grade captain, Inamoto. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the other grade captain. Sorry. These are the other grade captains. The freshmen need to have it. And the episode ends with Suo recommending Sakura for the position of being grade captain. So I guess that's going to be the rest of these next 2 episodes is this, which just feels like a mini arc. And I am sure that episode 13 will probably have some sort of cliffhanger to get you to, so you got to watch the rest of it, which I assume they are making more of. I can't tell you that they definitely are. Windbreaker seems to be doing pretty well. I believe they're still making the manga, so I could imagine a world where more people want to check that out. A fine episode, like a, bad guys of the week thing, but we got some fun connections. All the stuff about the cell phone was very fun. I love the idea of Sakura being so proud that he has like 5 numbers. He went from 0 to 5 numbers in his phone, and being just very pleased with himself about that. I thought that was very cute and fun because, yeah, he's just a lonely guy. He was expecting to be constantly fighting in this school, and he does get to do that, but he also was not expecting to make friends, and that's if you were wondering if this episode of Kaiju number 8, episode 10, involved a lot of fighting and then also backstory like flashbacks, yeah, that happens a lot. That's kind of parcel with this show is they keep the flashbacks to during the action. They cut away, which I think is like a fine way to do it. I think there's nothing wrong with that approach. Officially, we can call the monster, the kaiju, sentient kaiju we have right now, Kaiju number 10, because number 9 was the other person. This is not number 9. This is a different baddie that has assaulted the defense force, and we're dealing with all of that. Oh, there's so many. I forgot there's so many goddamn stickers to go on here. Holy shit. Yeah, these legs are a lot of stickers, and also the thighs have stickers on them as well. So we'll get that together, and we'll try to get that rolling here. We need 18 on this one, and then 19 on the other. All right, so Kaiju number 10 is overwhelming Hoshina. Hoshina is kind of on his last legs. He knows that he's got, he's only going to be fighting at a weaker power at this point. Probably not going to be pulled this shit off. He gets updated with what's going on. And then we get a flashback to him and someone. We don't know who that is, but that someone tells him, hey, it's time to give this up. This was not give up this fight. This is a flashback, basically like somebody telling him that his dream of joining the defense force, that he should give up on that and not go through with it, apparently. He's not compatible with using guns, which is really important for this. And his abilities with a sword won't do him any favors, which are reasonable things to say. Like, yeah, if you're a swordsman, a great swordsman, you're probably not going to necessarily do incredible things in fights with kaiju, unless there are really great swords out there, I guess. But just in general, yeah, it's probably not the best occupation. Apparently, at some point, he was prepared for Mina to tell him to give up, just like everybody else has told him to give up. But Mina recruited him for the defense force to join it, and he was very surprised. But basically, it was like she saw potential in him. She saw the potential of him, and she's just like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm not great with swords, so I'm hoping that, you having you here will be beneficial. All right, so 27 goes on here. This one. Yeah, folks, sorry. There's just like a lot of stickers here, and I want to make sure that I am applying the right ones. 27. Do I have to do it on the other side? No, the other side is... Okay. All right, so then 25 is going to be this one. Okay, so now we cut back to the present, fighting with Kaiju number 10, but he's just getting completely overwhelmed, as always. Kafka is wanting to go and help. Mina arrives to fight number 10 because she is apparently done with her battle, which is good in general there. Okinagogi has told her where the core is on this beast, so maybe that will be beneficial now that she knows. That information generally helps people out, so we'll see if that helps it out in this fight. Hoshina is trying to help out Mina to fight. Kikuro shows up, but she's definitely hit her limit, and so she is not super beneficial. But a bunch of people are showing up to all kind of lend a hand with this final big fight. Mina uses 96% of her power, which is, a lot. And they defeat the Kaiju number 10. Everyone wants to go rest. Their finally backup has arrived, and so they can take on the smaller kaiju that are around. But hey, guess what? There's something weird above the base. And it is all of the small Yoju that are combining to make some sort of explosion happen. I don't quite understand how he knows that, but he does. And everyone's already very spent. They are already busted from all of this. And the thing that we have been expecting to happen, that 26, yeah, that we knew was going to happen someday, finally happens. It had to happen on this show. Here it is. Kaiju number 8. Kafka becomes Kaiju number 8 in front of everyone. And we get him kind of reflecting as he goes to take on this bomb. And he's like, yeah, this is, especially with everyone at risk right now, he had to take the risk for it. And he pushes the bomb high into the sky. And he falls away as it's pushed up. And then the bomb explodes, and a little bit of the battlefield is destroyed, but not much because everyone had their shields up to block it. And Mina confronts Kafka, and she is taking him into custody. So she is not immediately battling him. She's going to take him into custody, which is better than him having to fight for his life and escape, even if she is not necessarily in full fighting strength. But yeah, that's the big cliffhanger now. Cliffhanger. What's going to happen? Where are they going with this? What's up? Great fucking series. Kaiju number 8 rules. This was well done. This episode was cool as hell. I do want to show one thing here. We'll look at it later, but because I got a foot done here, I just want to show you. I think it's neat. You can put a beam saber or a beam dagger in the foot, and that doesn't seem practical or smart, but it is weird in a way that I really like. So you can do some beam kicks. That's just some goofy ass shit right there. That's just some grade A goof that they put in this goddamn thing. They're like, yeah, just kick it. I just really like that. I don't know. I like that that's an option. That I can put beam daggers in the foot. All right, I have to put all the stickers I put on here, I have to put on this side as well. Same stickers, same locations. You know the drill. But while I do that, now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends, because we have a little time left in the stream as I apply all these stickers. What are you watching right now? What are you working on? Are you building any model kits? You watching any TV? You reading anything? Did you go to the movies or anything over the weekend? Let me know in the comments there, in the chat. Let me know in the chat what are you working on? What are you into? What are you up to? I successfully played Dungeons and Dragons yesterday. We got the crew together. It has been very hard to get everybody together for a session, but we did. I was very happy about that. Proper D&D with my crew. My Echo Knight punching people with the other Echoes, now fully aware of what Echoes are and that Echoes are just him. Once he understood the concept and he no longer is mad at other orcs, half orcs showing up to take his attacks or steal his fights. Once he realized that's been very fun and very silly to continue to do that. But yeah, I had a good session with the crew. Very happy about that. Watched some wrestling last night with some folks in a Discord. We all watched together. That continues to be one of my favorite things, is the opportunity to hang out with people and watch wrestling and chat. So that's been very fun. Watched some wrestling on Saturday after the stream ended. That's always a good time as well. And yeah, prepping for my birthday so that I don't have to do a bunch of stuff. I mean, I had to prep for the stream, right? So I'm like getting stuff together, getting some commercials, things together to watch some old gaming commercials. Trying not to watch the ones we've watched previously, but I can only make so many promises. But I am going to grab a batch of ones to check out, making sure that's all working, making sure the Joshi stuff I want to show. I have to get in tomorrow. I got to get in and download some more Creator Wrestlers because I want to lock in my roster for that. So I need to do that so I can get that together. And then also I want to, one of the things I like to do before my Pat Bears Anime Club, my wrap-ups and previews, is I like to go in and read through all the previews again, because I did a while ago, but I like to go in fresh so I can see like, oh yeah, this show and that show. And sometimes there's new stuff since the last time I looked. Sometimes new stuff gets announced. So I like to go through and just kind of get an idea of what is coming out so that I can be prepared to talk about it. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm also getting prepared for Friday, and I also made sure that I have figured out what I'm doing for my actual birthday, which is this Sunday. My parents and I are going to go to a Mexican restaurant, and I think I'm getting probably a big quesadilla, a big steak quesadilla, and a lot of homemade chips because they do their own chips and salsa there. So I'm going to have a lot of chips and salsa and a very, very large quesadilla, steak quesadilla. I believe that, I could get a chimichanga. I'm probably going to get that big quesadilla because they do a really good job with that. The steak is excellent in there. It's very well seasoned, very tasty. So that's going to be Sunday. I think we're doing pizza on Saturday, which will be good as well. Because I do have to figure out with folks what I'm doing Saturday night. I'm not streaming this Saturday. Reminder that I am not streaming this Saturday. I normally stream on Saturdays, but because I am doing my birthday subathon on Friday, I will not be streaming Saturday night. So you will have to find something else to do. I believe in you. I believe that you will find something cool to do. You'll figure something out. But yeah, no stream this Saturday. So I might watch Collision at its normal time. I have to figure that out, but I might be able to watch that. Let's see. Harold says, I've been playing Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends. My game of the year so far. Oh, there's Loading Ready Live this weekend. Okay, so yeah, people can watch that on Saturday. Good call, Harold. I've been playing Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends. I have not heard of that. That sounds fun. I mean, you saying it's your game of the year. I'm copying and pasting this, and I will endeavor to check that out because I have not heard of that game, but you speak highly of it, so I'll take a look. Crazy says, I just finished the Sly Cooper release on PS5, working through my schoolwork. Hell yeah, gotta get that work done. Get that work done. We are body complete on this kit, my friends. We're on our way. $10 patrons on Patreon, of course, should look out for a poll. This kit is not done, but we are getting close to being done because what's left on this kit? What's left on this kit is the backpack. You got to build a backpack, and then we got to build the weapons, which includes the shield and the sword, and the double-ended beam saber thing. Got a whole lot to do. So not a lot, really. And the shield also does some shenanigans. And the beam mantle, that's right. The backpack has a cape made out of beam. It's a beam cape. You can see some photos of that over here. We got to build the beam cape as well. So we're not. I think we'll probably finish this kit up on Thursday. That's my assumption. Is it possibly? Thursday. No, Thursday. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish this kit on Thursday. I mean, maybe it actually won't be until Monday, but because I won't be streaming on Saturday. But I'll put a thing out so that people can see what's up. My $10 patrons can vote. Aristofans playing Final Fantasy 14. Comfort Food Gaming played a bit of Hearthstone. And that Shaman card that makes the random legendaries pretty fun. Oh yeah, that is a fun card. Yeah, I have a weird version of Evolve Shaman right now that isn't good, but it's kind of fun. It's not the full Evolve. It is a clown Evolve. The idea is you use the cards that make it so that you can make your clown the 9-cost neutral that puts Battlecry put 2 other, so you make that. But if you corrupt it, it can fill the board. And so you can fill the board and then use Revolve or Evolve to make either a bunch of 9 drops or a bunch of 10 drops. And it is bullshit if it works. But it's harder to make work than other shit out there. So it's not the easiest. Harold says it's on Game Pass. That is Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends. Okay. Lord Crash says, got into the Case of the Golden Idol, which is a pretty rad murder mystery deduction puzzle game. I've heard very good things about that. That's a Vinny game for sure. Lashbrook says, I did watch Collision today, AW's Collision, and people think it's a work, but I don't know. The Buddy Matthews stuff looked pretty real. It is not real. Do not worry about that. Anyway, I nearly made a late night purchase of a Neo Geo Pocket Color because it's a really good deal, which led me to try to emulate it to get out of my system. Turns out that no FPGA cores of the system yet. So I spent a lot of the day messing with my mister and playing retro games. Hell yeah. Lashbrook, Buddy Matthews. Now, Buddy Matthews may be taking time off, but I will say this. If Buddy Matthews for real got injured during the match, they wouldn't have spent an entire commercial break with the camera on him being checked out. There would have been awkwardness when they reworked live without any conversation, the end of the match that didn't involve him. And they wouldn't have, when they brought him to the back, said, instead of getting medical treatment for you right now, would you mind lying on the ground so we can ad-lib this quick video where you were apparently attacked backstage? Would you mind if that's cool before we get you medical attention? So yeah, it is a complete total work. Also, nobody's putting out anything on the dirt sheets saying, oh, actually he is hurt. Now, did he go into the match 100% and is he looking to take time off? Possibly. I would say perhaps he would like to take some summer fun with his lady, with Rhea Ripley, who has been on the injury list. Maybe he would like to spend some time with her and not have to have engagement. Also, the fact that Pac was there. Here's the real thing. Pac was there to even the odds at the end, and he would have had no other reason to be there other than that, because he was not in a match or cut any promos or anything. So it would have been very strange for the bastard Pac to be there to make the save. I guess you could say, well, they would have like used the numbers game and got a surprise on them, and then he would have come out to save the day. But it felt like too much stuff added up to feel perfect for that to be anything but a work, in my opinion. Now, I will say, I thought that when Hangman took that clothesline and got hurt with Moxley, I thought that was a work. That wasn't a work. But why would Westbrook? Because he wasn't saving them. He came out to fight the guys that beat him up. Remember that collision where they did the entrance and they do the camera thing for Bullet Club, and he was there lying, and suddenly it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in AEW for their generally poor camera work. That awesome. No, they took him out and beat the shit out of him. He's coming back to fight them, and the House of Black happened to be there. But Pac was there to beat up the guys that beat him up. It just so happens that he ended up helping out some people that also want to beat up the House of Black. I will say, though, as I said, I did think that when Hangman got legitimately hurt, I thought that was a work because Moxley cut a promo and he was such a fucking asshole about it. I was like, this can't be a real injury that he caused then, because Moxley's being a fucking dick. Turns out, no, Moxley just cut a dickish promo about Hangman, and he really did injure Hangman in that match. And he was just going to be an asshole about it for some reason. But yeah. But why would Pac be there on a Saturday and not wrestle? Why would you have Pac there? Why do you make Pac go there to unless he is pre-scheduled to be in a bit? I don't think he's just backstage. Anyway, we finished this kit. I talked about wrestling more than I thought I was going to tonight. But, I can always talk more. No pay-per-views coming up yet. We're building to Forbidden Door. We got some stuff on the horizon over in the WWE. It was announced tonight that one of the main events for Money in the Bank will be a returning Seth Rollins taking on the current heavyweight champion, Damian Priest, who's dealing with his own shenanigans. So that'll be a good match because those two had a great match before. And that's going to wrap up the stream. We are going to raid, because that is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go hang out with someone doing some cool shit out there. We're going to go raid Mary Kish. Like, you should know that we are going to go hang out with Mary, because it's Monday. And if Mary's streaming on Monday, we raid Mary, because that's the only day of the week that she does. She's playing Nine Souls, which I don't know anything about, but looks fucking rad. So we'll go hang out with Mary. And I hope you will join me in this raid, because Mary rules, and I know you'll have a good time over there. Oops, hold on one second. Let me get this raid going on here. So yeah, we're going to go raid Mary Kish. Please feel free to come along on this raid. I hope you come back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, because tomorrow night we will be, I'll be talking about anime for many hours. The spring wrap up, the summer preview. So that'll be fun, and I'll be taking your feedback in chat if you've watched a show I didn't watch, or if you liked something I didn't, or you hated something that I enjoyed. But let's go on this raid. I will see you tomorrow. And again, Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, we start the subathon, and it'll go for many hours. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.